Hi, my name is Olajide Olagunju, and I'm the author of the book, How to Resolve a Conflict. That is the book right there in front of you, How to Resolve a Conflict. And this book is our reading, our textbook for the lecture series that you are attending today. The lecture series is titled How to Resolve a Conflict. How to Resolve a Conflict. And this is lecture 30 in the series. Welcome, and I hope you are able to pick up one or two skills today. We have been reading from the book, How to Resolve a Conflict. In lecture 29, we started discussion, or continued rather, discussion on the 10-step mediation, which, as I said, is my contribution to amicable dispute resolution processes. The last lecture, we looked at the first step. We started looking at the first step, which is full expression of feeling that the mediator must understand at the beginning, the party's feelings in order to be able to have an effective mediation. We emphasize that because conflicts generate feelings, almost certainly bad feelings, people feeling bad. You need to understand that pain, and so that you can unpack it, make people feel better, help people feel better, so that they can think better. And then, so we emphasize all of that the last lecture. We want to continue in trying to understand this first step of understanding partners' feelings. So let's read a little bit more and then talk more. Mediation is a flexible process. Each mediator would have their own way of helping particular parties to surface their feelings. However, 4 conditions facilitate full expression of feelings. The first is the atmosphere of courtesy. The second is a confidentiality agreement or understanding. The third is parties' trust in the mediator. And the fourth is a sweet spirit on the part of the mediator. We have touched on some of these factors already, and we shall develop them further, both in chapter 7 and in chapter 10. What I want to add here is that feelings run very deep. Only an insightful, empathic, patient, careful, and wise mediator can make parties lay their feelings bare. Parties know a good mediator by their tact, their gumption, and their ability to appropriately keep silent and listen with good, dependable, believing, and empathetic ear. Sorry, I wrote here act, it should be ear. It's page 34 of the book. Empathetic ear. This is what builds trust, which is the ingredient of successful mediation. In summary, therefore, a mediator who is able to generate the confidence of the parties is most likely to succeed in helping them to express themselves fully, beginning with their feelings. And it is when they have been able to express their feelings that the parties' minds can be freed for productive, solution-bound thinking. I think we could speak to that a little bit and before we go on. So for the first point we made here is that mediation is a flexible process. Each mediator would have their own way of helping particular parties to surface their feelings. Okay? So you don't have to get to understand the feelings by doing what another mediator does. Of course, it's guy, if a mediator has good results, I mean, is able to get parties to speak out their feelings. Of course, that's the mediator that one might want to imitate. You know, so of course it's challenging to get into mediation because it's a confidential process. But there's a training period, like what we are doing here. Like it's a training in a way. I mean, that's why we can get our partners, International Mediators Association, to issue you a certificate if you are interested, to issue you their fellowship, to issue you a certified mediator certificate. You know, if you qualify at various levels involved. What you need to qualify for a certificate in conflict resolution is not the same thing as what you need to qualify as a certified mediator, and that's not the same thing as what you need to qualify as a fellow of the International Mediators Association. So, but the critical point is that we're in a training, and it's a serious training. I mean, we expect that we all learn, grow in our skills as mediators by this lecture series. But the point I'm making is that it's not too rigid. I mean, you may have a more creative way of getting parties to express themselves, their feelings, more than myself. So I'll be glad, of course, to learn from you. And that's why part of this lecture series is your comments that we expect to post, as you listen, as you watch. And of course, we're going to discuss whatever comment you send in, so that we can all learn together. But what is critical is what you have to do. You got to bring to the surface the way they feel. You don't need to talk about it to everybody in the room. It's for your information. Others may be there because they don't have trained ears like a mediator does. They may not pick it up, but you as a mediator, you expect it's your duty to pick up their feelings. So having said that, you could be more creative than myself and other mediators on unearthing feelings, on bringing in understanding particular parties' feelings. Having said that, I feel that we can look at some things that help, that help that could help you, that you could use to facilitate parties' full expression of feelings. And I said the first is an atmosphere of courtesy. I think people will feel free to express their feelings to you if you are courteous as a mediator. In any case, I can't imagine you being a mediator without being courteous. I mean, it's not, it goes against the grain. Good mediators are standing in courtesy. So the second is the confidentiality agreement or understanding. So the parties know they can express themselves because they know that whatever they say, you're not going to expose it to those who should not hear it. Like as I said, you can be in the same room with the person talking and others, and the others don't get what you get. Maybe because they don't know that's what you are looking for, and they shouldn't know, they don't need to know. What you need to know, I need to find out. But I'm saying that having a confidentiality agreement between you and the parties could help them to be more willing to express the way they feel. The third tool we want to consider is trying to learn parties' feelings is their trust in you as their mediator. The parties trust in the mediator. Of course, somebody trusts you, they express their feelings to you, they tell you how they feel. They don't trust you, you may not know because they're on their guard. It's not trust builds confidence, and confidence makes people to relax, and say exactly how they feel, at least to you, the trusted mediator. The fourth is a sweet spirit on the part of the mediator. You know, so you're courteous, but you're also a pleasant person. I don't know if I could try to explain the, the sweet spirit on the part of the mediator, especially as compared with being courteous. I guess courtesy is more tangible than sweetness of the spirit. But the critical thing is that there's a lot of psychology involved here, and the parties would know if you are a pleasant person, not just courteous, not just respectful, but a sweet spirit. I think that courtesy is more formal. I mean, in the sense that it's more tangible, it's more, you can forgive me actually, appear courteous. You know, what people what people take home is appearances and perception. So you could make them perceive you as courteous, but that doesn't mean that you have a sweet spirit. I think a sweet spirit is something that is more intangible, and the parties pick that up. I think it just registered in their mind without. What I'm going to say is that I guess it's more subconscious, it's more subtle, that it gets to them, and they of course react to it. What's important is their reaction. Actually, is they react to it, they feel drawn to you. I guess these four tools we're talking about, which help to make parties express their feelings, I guess they are all kind of related. An atmosphere of courtesy, a confidential atmosphere, trust, your ability to generate your trust in you, and make them feel that this is a human being I like to be with. I like to be friends with, if you like. So I guess I think I've spoken sufficiently to that. To that? If you could just read again, what I want to add here is that feelings run very deep. That is true, and only an insightful, empathic, patient, careful, wise mediator makes parties lay their feelings bare. Okay, so what I'm saying here is that they're private. Feelings can be very, very private. So people don't want to expose themselves to you or their heart to you. This is one of the why I say that it's easier to be a judge and arbitrator than to be a mediator, because the judge and the arbitrator don't care or don't have to care about how you feel. That's really your business. It doesn't come to the panel, arbitration panel room or the courtroom. So, well, let me read again. Parties know a good mediator by their tact, their gumption, and their ability to appropriately keep silent and listen with good, dependable, believing, and empathetic ear. I will feel uncomfortable with a tactless mediator. It's a mediator that talks more, in fact, that talks most of the time. I mean, that's a problem there. The person that should be talking at a mediation is the party, not you or me, the mediator. My business, my essential business there is to lend them my ears. So my ears are more important than my mouth. So this is what builds trust, which is the ingredient for successful mediation. So, like I said earlier, a mediator who is able to generate the confidence of the parties is most likely to succeed in helping them to express themselves fully, beginning with their feelings. And it is when they've been able to express their feelings that the parties' minds can be freed for productive, solution-bound thinking. I cannot overemphasize the importance of self-control in the mediator. Especially mouth control. I'm sure I'll speak to it later. A good mediator controls their mouth. It's extremely critical. Because when will the party be able to express themselves when you are talking nonstop? So it's not really your brilliance that parties are looking for. Of course, it's very critical, it's very important to be a thoughtful, brilliant, skillful mediator. But far more important to be a tactful and tactically silent mediator. So that parties, as we are discussing this in step one here, parties may feel at ease to express their feelings to you. Let's stop here for today, and then we'll continue tomorrow with step 2 in the 10-step mediation. Please remember to subscribe to this lecture series and to get past editions if you don't have them. And of course, also to try your hand at the skills you are learning. And I think what makes skills to become fingertips knowledge is practice. So when next you see a conflict and you feel safe enough, please feel free to offer yourself as a mediator. Of course, you don't have to tell them, I want to be your mediator, Just go and, help them resolve the dispute without discussing your titles. Of course, I'll be very happy if you get something for the mediation, if you are remunerated for the mediation, But for now, what is critical is sharpening your skills. If your skills are really very good, and that's my experience in the last 26 years, if your skills are really very good, parties will come to you, they will bring conflicts to you. And conflicts have to be remunerated. So the key is to ensure that you build those skills to sufficient levels